Today is February 1st, which marks the start of what I'm calling either Frugal February or Financial February. I haven't decided yet, but essentially I'm going to attempt to not spend any money on non-essentials this month, as well as just have an overall theme focus for the month of finances. So I need to get my finances current, which is something that hasn't been done in a very long time. In taking some time off and not looking for another job right now, I am burning through some savings, and so it would be very helpful to know how I'm doing financially. I do check my finances basically every day using Mint, and that gives me a very, very good idea of where I'm at, but I like tracking everything, every penny in Notion, doing it all manually so that I better internalize where my money goes, and it would be nice to have some good, hard data on averages of where my money goes, how much it actually costs me to live, so that I know how much runway I have in this time. So this is something that I've never done before, and I'm excited to try. The last few months especially, my spending habits have been pretty good. There's not a whole lot that I do spend money on. However, I have spent a lot of money recently with some big expenses. So January was a big expense with my computer, needing to fix that. Signed up for soccer, which starts in the summer, but those are two chunks that I don't normally have coming out of the bank. So wallet was definitely hurting a lot more in January than normal. But yeah, I'm excited to try this out, and usually I'm pretty optimistic about how things will go, pretty naive about how things will go. I don't foresee it being a big deal because, yeah, my spending habits are pretty good. Lately, the only thing I really spend money on for myself has been books, a lot of books, business expenses, creative stuff, hobbies, that sort of thing, which is easy enough to cut out, especially with buying books. I get them at Goodwill. That's kind of a weekly habit. When I go do groceries, I pop into Goodwill, see if I can find anything, and so the simple solution for that is just not go into Goodwill. The dollar store is another place I go and get supplies for things, but really just not going into those stores will solve that spending problem. And February is the shortest month. It's also a busier month for me. So yeah, I think I'll do all right with it. I don't have a ton of rules set up. I didn't have time to establish everything. I'm just kind of jumping into it and seeing how things go, whether or not there will be any leeway in terms of business expense or something like that. The main thing that I would foresee spending money on that would come up would be if there's momentum happening in getting some loose ends tied up, getting things current around here. I'm trying to declutter, get my spaces organized. I also have a couple DIY projects. For me, DIY projects are like craft hobby things, not like household things, but if there's a project that I have momentum on that would be beneficial for me to keep that momentum going, get it off my list and move on, then I might give myself some leeway there, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't foresee it being a big deal, but I think that's part of the fun of the challenge, is just seeing, even though I think it'll be very manageable, what is my actual relationship with money? How often do I spend money without really thinking about it? How often do I buy things that aren't essential? So yeah, the plan is groceries, mostly, I will be buying. Still a bit sick. Yeah, personal care stuff, I think I'm fine on for a month. Transportation is fine. My bus card has lots of money on it. So yeah, other than groceries, basically I'm going to attempt to not spend money. So I'm excited for that challenge. And then also Something I haven't really done before either is kind of having a theme for the month in general. So in the books that I read and the books that I listen to and the podcasts that I listen to, I'm going to have a focus on financial stuff, which I thought would help if I run into any issues of like wanting to spend money, just, internalizing the benefits of being wise with my money. What is money? What am I using it for? What am I saving for? Filling my mind with knowledge on money related things. Now I'm still going to do my other learning and topics that interest me, but there will be a heavy focus on consuming financial information this month as well, which I think will really help solidify the purpose of the whole month and uncover some patterns in my financial life, see what my relationship with money is actually like. So I did write down a few notes, which I think I have covered. Yeah. So again, I'm optimistic, but usually naive in these situations. So should be interesting. I will report back in a month and we'll see how it goes. I would love to know your thoughts on something like this with relation to your spending habits. Do you think you could go a whole month without spending money on non-essentials? What is your relationship to money, especially in terms of spending habits? I would love to hear that if that's something you'd like to share. And I'm excited to see how this month goes and hopefully set me up for a much better financial future in general, but also uncovering some habits and relationships with money that I might not even be aware of. So that is the plan for February, and I look forward to updating you in a month.